Good afternoon, y'all. This is the Apoth Green. Happy Friday. Happy whatever day it is for you, because this reading is timeless. So whenever you find it, that is when it is meant to find you. Meaning it can relate to your past, your present, your future. It can relate to last week, next week, or the present this week. Who knows? This is just the download I got for this week, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Please only take what fits, and whatever does not fit, just let it sit, let it marinate for those who really need it. Aside from that, thank you for not only showing up for me, but for showing up for yourselves today on this healing journey, because not only do I want to commend you, because it's hard and, not many can even take the time to carve out that sort of work out of their day because they do not feel it's important, but not many can do so. Not only that, but many choose not to do so, choose not to even look in the mirror and, see that something may be askew or a little off. So I commend you, and I'm really proud of you, and the divine is proud of you, and I hope that you are proud of yourself. Okay, let's get into it. So the first angel number that I saw was on Wednesday. I even posted it to my Facebook. I was really excited to see it, but that number is 1919. So as we all remember, one lends its energy to Leo energy. It lends its energy to the sun. It is governed by Leo and the sun, okay? As for 9, that lends its power over to Mars and Aries. Okay, so these are some very fiery, very action-oriented planets. So you are starting to realize that you are here to inspire others to keep going. These tests, these trials, these tribulations that you have faced have not only humbled you, but have taught you many lessons. Nonetheless, it feels like many still want to come out of the woodwork because they feel that you weren't humbled enough. Or, they feel that stuff has just come easy to you, or they feel that it just feels like they feel like you're cutting corners or that type of ish, like there's just no way that things like that. And so they're trying to humble you, or in essence, I saw this girl who had posted a screenshot of some messages, and she had asked, does this feel off to you? And the messages were along the lines of this. I'm just paraphrasing. So the messages were like, hey girl, I know that you're just a CNA, but you're invited to such and such. We will be at such and such, and we're just going to be having drinks, whatever, right? And so this girl immediately responds with since I'm a CNA, why are you saying it like that? Excuse me, Cachito. Biggie is wandering, my love. Let's be nice. And she was like, sorry, I almost lost my train of thought. But she was like, why are you saying it like that since I'm a CNA? And she had posted the screenshot of all the texts, and again, I was just paraphrasing, and that was the gist of it, the main problemo outside of all the other texts. I mean, the chick did say oh, I thought you'd have a problem because I make more than you, but that is beside the point. I just feel like that, you are definitely, just stirring up some feelings that make people want to humble you. And it's you're just really intimidating. You are definitely giving king of the jungle, queen of the jungle vibes with that Leo energy. Okay, nonetheless, you have been humbled enough, and them feeling that you weren't humbled enough, whatever that means, you know. That's wild, but you have had to start over many times. And I feel like this is definitely, you know, highlighted with the 1 and the 9, okay? So the 1 being that you had to start over. And with it being repetitive, right? 1919, with it being repetitive, you have had to start over many times. But with the 9 here, with the number 9, this not only represents how many times this happened to you, how many lives you have right now, but also how you have managed to figure out exactly how to maneuver despite what life throws at you. You know, despite, you know, in the Life Olympics, how many hoops you have had to jump through and stick the landing. You are like a fucking cat, okay? You are the king or the queen of the jungle right now. In terms of like looks and stuff, I'm also feeling like your hair is making a statement. Like your hair is your personal statement. And I feel like you convey a lot of your personality and, you know, who you are at the core through your hair. And like, you can almost be like, you know, multiple people because of how you do your hair. You know, it's really cool. So it's like right now you are definitely learning how to take the lemons that life throws you and not only make lemonade, but you're making some meringue, you are making, you know, some pie, you are making a cake, you are making cookies, you're making it all. Okay, like you are impressive and you are resourceful. So, with the Leo energy from number 1, along with the sun's radiance, as well as number 9 coming in hot, you know, with that Aries and Mars energy, being the governing sign and planet, you know, you get a burst of attention and the spotlight is on you. Okay, this could be because of inspiration, you know, as we feel with, you know, the whole 9 of Wands energy. And so some may garner inspiration from your story, from, you know, your tome, or, you know, the trials and tribulations that you've faced and your testimony that you have afterwards. Okay? You're almost like mythology yourself. Like, see yourself as the walking tower, the walking mythology, okay? So this could be because of inspiration, as the confident Leo portrays, or because someone was triggered by how you have been going along your journey, especially your healing journey, and reminding them of what still needs to be healed within them. Your peace can move mountains, okay? Your confidence can move mountains. However, by some, it is definitely being mistaken as arrogance, and this is by those who are dedicated to upholding a version of you that they have created. Your mere presence can stir the pot, okay? I feel like your energy speaking those volumes just says a lot. Alright, so the other number I saw was 8888. And immediately I heard Lucky by Britney Spears. I heard the exact lines, she's so lucky, she's a star, but she cries. I think that's the line. I don't know. But it's like, you know, you've seemed like you've gotten it all by sheer luck. Okay? Or that's essentially what others assume. You know, that's not everybody, right? But a lot of people, even though you have been through the ringer, they just kind of feel like, you know, this person, whatever they've got right now, it was all just given to them. Okay? Or they've cut corners. But I also had channeled that song Trouble on Central by Buddy. So it's like, you know, you've gone through your fair share of suffering. You've gone through your fair share of pain. You have gone through your fair share of humbling. It has been the humbling Olympics out here. So, I just want you to know that, you know, we kind of covered this last podcast too. Like, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to go out of your way to provide credentials for something that someone really doesn't need. Okay? And I feel like this is importante. My cousin Jennifer actually sent this to me, and I loved it. And I think she got the quote from Instagram, but let me see. How do I get to my messenger? There it is. So she sent, in order to be a true healer, you must be on the healing journey yourself. You cannot guide someone through the darkest depths of their soul if you haven't been willing to walk through your own. Limiting yourself to being only a light worker is rooted in avoidance because there's no way to access true spiritual light without visiting the depths of hell first. Gosh, that was such a strong one too. And then, like, you know, the psychologist that I like to follow, Patrick Tian, he had also posted something similar. It's a little more short and sweet, but it is, a gifted healer will work from their experience, not a niche. Okay, so, like, I want to remind you that, like, you know, you're doing this shit because you've experienced it, and, you know, I'm telling you, you should transmute your energy, or like all of this energy that others are sending you. You should transmute it into something like a song, or like a painting, or, you know, just get it out, because so many people will benefit from what you have to say, be it through, you know, paint strokes or through your voice. And I feel like you have always shined. Okay, and this is just, it is what it is. You have always shined just by being your unique self and accepting who you are at the core, okay? But yet you've been consistently dimmed by people who would notice this about you. And so, you know, it can be like a weird tug and pull. It can be a really fucked up pattern of, like, you know, like, you know, I'm doing pretty good today. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. And then it can be like, you know, well, this person said this and this and this. And so you've got, you know, that person's voice in your head now, like telling you why you're not good enough or things like that. And so it's like, my friend, you are doing the work, and I'm proud of you. And you don't need other people to, though it does feel good, and I'm here to validate you. You don't need those other people who, you know, are dedicated to misunderstanding you. You don't need their validation. Okay, what did Brittany say? That reminds me of something else. I had actually written it down. Like, I think she said, so this is Brittany, the cosmic intuitive that I'm referring to. But I think she had said something along the lines of, like, see their lack of apology as, like, your validation, essentially, or your confirmation that, like, you know, that's them. They're showing you who they are, so, you know, act accordingly, move accordingly, right? I don't want to, like, spend too long looking for it, because I just journal a lot. But when I was listening to her, I had written that down. Gosh, where did I put it? I'm sure if you listen to her, like, you'll understand. But totally, like, check out Brittany. I love her. She has been a great mentor for me. Check her out. Okay, so I feel like you have been consistently dimmed. But you shine just by being you. Okay? And a lot of the suffering you have gone through, it wasn't just because of life. It's because, you know, people feel like you haven't been humbled enough. And so here they come trying to humble you. Okay? It's wild. There's a lot of masculine energy here too. We've got, you know, with the whole 1-9, Those are masculine numbers. We've got 8, which is fairly masculine in itself too. You know, that's referencing Saturn. It's governed by Saturn. So, you know, referencing the energy of Capricorn, and then exalting in either Libra or Aquarius, or even both. It can really depend, you know, and that's what I love about numerology. Like, it gets wild. But anyway, so it's like, pay attention to who tries to lift you up and who may teach you the valuable lesson of watching how others move. Okay, we're kind of like getting back into that pop quiz from last reading, in which it was, you know, is this cognitive dissonance in which, like, I know, like, there is something fucked up, like, going on here, but I'm sticking around anyway? Or is this intuition, you know, telling me that, like, something really is fucked up and I gotta go? You know, like, is this trauma? My trauma response? Or is this, you know, my intuition telling me, like, hey, like, I gotta distance myself from this person? Because, like, it kind of feels like they might be close to you. Like, it feels like it could be over the internet. Like, I bet you some of the cards we're gonna see are gonna be probably the 9 of Wands and the 7 of Cups in the world. But anyway, like, this could be over the internet. This could be, like, you know, someone close to you, someone who you may have even admired at one point, right? Like, someone whom you may have seen as a mentor. But, you know, because, like, I feel like you're not really someone who, I mean, you could have been, like, in the past, but I feel like you in general are just, like, not someone who goes out of their way to be in competition with others, because you're consistently working on yourself. Like, constantly working on bettering yourself. But it's like you keep stumbling into these people who see you working on yourself, and it highlights parts of them to them that they're not working on. And so it kind of, like, triggers them, and sometimes they'll take it out on you and project, and it's wild. Like, psychology is wild. But anyway, just pay attention to that, okay? The art of discernment is with us. Not everyone who teaches you a lesson is meant to be a teacher, no matter how much knowledge they've gained. And it shows how people feel after interacting with them, right? Are they trying to teach you, or are they trying to shame and humiliate you? So, like, on the spectrum of how they intend to teach you, you know, when they're done teaching you, are you feeling like, and this is if you can take constructive criticism, okay? And I want you to really take a look at how you feel. So, like, are you feeling like, you know, like, oh, I learned something new and I'm going to apply this in the future. This is really helpful. Like, thank you. Or are you feeling like, hey, I kind of feel like this person is looking down on me in a sense, and, like, well, I do understand that I was probably doing this wrong. It doesn't feel right how they came at me. You know, so definitely take a look at that. Let's take a look at that this week. So not everyone who teaches you a lesson is meant to be a teacher, no matter how much knowledge they've gained. And it shows how people feel after interacting with them. Are they trying to teach you, or are they trying to shame and humiliate you? On that same token, though, not all who disagree are out to get you, and life in itself is essentially one big class, one big master class, right? And it's prepping us for our next life, or the afterlife, whatever you believe in, right? Or if you don't believe in anything, cool. Like, if this is it, YOLO, dog. Like, make the best of it. Try and be a good person. But, again, it depends on what you believe in. Just kind of really, really take life as one big class. You know, Brittany, she likes to say she went through the school of hard knocks, and I think that's super clever. It really does feel like, you know, as long as you accumulate both book smarts and street smarts on top of that, like, you're set. Because, like, one or the other, it's kind of hard to advance, right? So, you know, taking on this master class called life and, you know, taking on the lessons that many, you know, have chosen not to, it can be hard. It can be hard, but we are here to learn. So, you may be blessed, incredibly blessed, in multiple areas of your life, but I also want to remind you, you have also worked incredibly hard on different areas of your life to be who you are now. You deserve the good things that happen to you. When I was getting that download, I had channeled the song Earned It by The Weeknd, so definitely listen to that song. Let the universe, let the divine treat you how you deserve to be treated. When you are putting out, and then there's that Saturn energy again, okay? That what goes around comes around, right? When you are putting out as much as you do, you deserve to have your cup filled. And just know that, like, you know, again, like, as karma is, anybody who treats you illy, like, they will get what they deserve as well. You know, may everybody just have the day that they deserve. You can choose to pay attention or you can choose to look away. Just know that, you know, you disrupt shit just by being you. And that is a power in itself. Get yourself some black tourmaline or smoky quartz for extra protection right now. As for extra cleansing, specifically when you're showering, okay? As for extra cleansing, maybe pick up some dragon's blood incense and really set your intentions while you're showering. Get some salt as well. Put it in the corner. The last download I got for 8888 was that some may be moving. Maybe even leaving their hometown, or even, like, you know, going out of state, you know, going out of the country. Like, I feel like it's a big move, or I feel like it's some sort of big event that requires travel. So, like, think like becoming a foreign exchange student, or if you're on a league of some sort, you know, you and your team are going to another team state to play, or you might be going to regionals or championship, or if you're in a band, you may be going on tour. I just feel like a lot of travel is prevalent right now. So this is exciting. I also kind of feel like if they're having car problems, you know, that's kind of the divine's way of being like, hey dude, like you messed up. Like, let's calm down. We're gonna reel it back in, and, you know, while you're out here trying to humble others, maybe it's time for you to look in the mirror, my friend. Alright. I'm already trying to think of, like, what song I want to post this with. I'll probably do Earned It by The Weeknd. I guess that doesn't really matter right now. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our intro. Let's do our little prayer. I cloak myself in a chiffon of pink. I ask my spirit guides, ancestors, deities, angels, and Mother Nature ground me in protective glimmer, so I may think and so that I may shimmer. I am your oracle of the light, your seer in the dark. Please grant me that creative spark and allow me to bask in your divine essence through this confusion and stark. I am you and you are me. Voice through me these messages you wish to speak, and blessed be. Alright, so we're going to start with, where are my decks? I actually want to pull Oracle, but I'm going to pull from this Gypsy Witch Oracle deck. Okay. Good boy, Biggie. Good girl, Patil. Okay. Of course we got the sun out here. Okay, so for main energy, we have number 32, the mountains. The mountains nearby indicate the presence of a mighty enemy. For outer energy, we have number 1, the sun. The sun near signifies happiness and popularity. Near snakes, mice, and dark side of clouds presages vexation. Hoo-wee! Okay. And then for the rest of the overall energy, I'll go ahead and just tell you what they are and then I'll read them. So number 25, and this is in reverse, and that is the clouds. The clouds with the dark side toward the person indicates divorce. The bright side toward the person ensures domestic happiness. Number 44. The broken glass foretells ill luck for long years, if near, but if distant, the death of a friend. Number 43. Ooh, number 43 and number 44. That's wild, okay. Lightning. Lightning denotes surprise, disagreeable, in accordance to distance. Holy shit. So, it feels like this is a mighty enemy because they also feel like they can move mountains. Like, this person is very full of themselves, and I feel like they utilize their position to stroke their ego, much like that, how I had mentioned that one chick had shared those screenshots, and like that chick was like, the chick she was talking to, right? She was like, oh, since you're a CNA, or since you're just a CNA or whatever, I thought I'd invite you, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, what do you mean? Just a CNA, blah, blah, blah. And the other girl is like, well, I make more money than you, so I feel like you'll probably feel less than me, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, this person can even make way more money than you. But it's like, it's still not enough for them. Like, I feel like, you know, to them, like, you're like the SpongeBob to their Squidward, okay? Like, I feel like this person is very negative, and, you know, it could be absolutely beautiful outside, but they'll still find something to complain about. You know, they could be in a relationship, but they could be comparing their relationship to your relationship. You know, they could have a friendship, and they could be comparing their friendship to your friendship. Like, I feel some sort of comparison. I feel like, you know, despite the fact that this person feels superior to you, like, they also want to make this known and continuously go out of their way to bring these clouds and dim your light. Okay, like, I also feel like they don't realize, like, what they're setting themselves up for as they do this with the lightning and the clouds and, you know, the broken glass out here. I feel like this person is probably very, you know, calculated. And I don't even know if they realize it. And that's kind of scary. But I feel like, you know, with the glass, the broken glass, talking about ill luck for long years, this is going to be a long year for them. And it's going to be a long year because, you know, I feel like with this could be like, you know, someone you know, or this could be like who like just became an enemy, or this could be like, you know, someone again on the internet who you just met. Like, this feels kind of new, but at the same time you could have known this person. So like, if this is someone you knew, like, they probably didn't really see you as competition before, but now like, now they see that you've been, you know, kicking it into high gear and you're showing up and showing out. Meanwhile, they're just showing out. Okay? Not even showing up. They're just showing out. You're showing up for yourself. They're just showing out what they got. That's wild. Okay. Pull some more. I just split the deck and I got number 41, the roses in reverse, and that indicates beauty and rugged health. So I feel like they're very bothered by like how you take care of yourself, your beauty regime, you know, how little effort you probably have to put into yourself. Meanwhile, you know, They have to do everything under the sun. Huh, Biggie? And you deserve it. That was just cuckoo, huh? Yeah. That song is gonna be stuck in my head now. Oh God. So this could definitely be family. Oh jeez. Okay. So I just shuffled again, and we got number 20, and that is the lilies for main energy. The lilies forecast a happy life, but family sorrow if surrounded by clouds. And I feel like, again, like this could totally be like, you know, family or friend who just became an enemy, or it could even be like a distant cousin or relative that you don't really talk to, but like this person, like, it could even be a stranger, but like I feel like this is just a brand new enemy. Okay, lying above the person signifies a virtuous life, and I feel like that's one of the things that they are bothered by in terms of your life. But when underneath indicates immorality, and I feel like that is something that they themselves struggle with, despite them throwing stones in a glass house. So for the outer energies, we have number 49, the eye. So the eye when near denotes great interest taken by friends. When distant, it signifies suspicion. Number 18, this card represents the lady. So like, this could be like a female family member, or, you know, again, a distant relative, or it could even be a stranger, but like I feel like it could definitely be someone in their feminine energy, and they're definitely watching you. You know, I feel like this person, you know, what was that one lyric by Doja? She like, what is that song? Paint the Town Red. I get happiness from all of your misery, I think she says. I get happiness from all of your misery. Paint the town red. Yes, said my happiness is all of your misery. I put good dick all up in my kidneys. This Margiel don't come with no jealousy. Yeah, like my illness don't come with no remedy. Like I feel like that's how they see you. And it's like, and then I'm thinking of the chorus. It's like, she the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel. Like, it's like that duality that they see within you that, like, both intimidates them, but at the same time, like, they want to be, like, it's weird, because, like, they want to, like, copy some of the things you do and take some of the things you say, but do it better, if that makes sense. Which is weird. But at the same time, like, trying to discredit you. People are wild. Number 11, the fox. The fox in close proximity augurs distrust of acquaintances who are seeking to betray you. Distant, less danger. So that is in reverse, and that is some main energy right now. So I feel like being that it's in reverse, like, it's like, you know, heed this warning, but you're not really in danger. If anything, the tables have been turned, which is why it's in reverse, and, like, this person doesn't realize, like, what they're doing, trying to mess with you. Shit's wild. Like, I love karma. For overall energy, we got number 43, the lightning, and again, that denotes surprise, disagreeable, in accordance to distance, and that's in reverse. And we have number 10. Oh, I just accidentally flicked the lightning, and behind that was number 34. That's wild. So number 43 and then number 34. I love that. The star ensures success in all enterprises when near, when very distant, some unlucky events. Okay, and that was in reverse as well. The tables have turned. Again, like, I feel like they notice with the star here that you're definitely, you know, the star of your own show, and they could totally be the star of their own show, and they need to just, you know, pay attention to themselves and mind their own, and, you know, they'll find success and their blessings on their own timeline if they can just leave yours alone. And hopefully they learn that. You know, with the pig out here, the pig, whether near or far, is an omen of phenomenal luck and great abundance, high honors, and all ambition attained. Again, like, it's like that whole, like, you know, trying to discredit you and, you know, say that, you know, any sort of success or high honors that you have, you know, you cut corners, or, you know, it ain't real. And so it's like, I don't know, that's just wild to me, though. So you do with that what you will. I think I am going to use the Disney Villains Tarot deck. And I have a feeling I may need clarifiers. So if I do clarify, I will be using the mini tarot deck. Who is that by? That is by Dennis Fairchild with illustrations by Julie Poshkiss. So the main deck I'll be using is my Disney Villains Tarot deck, and that is by Minerva Siegel and illustrated by Ellie Goldwyn. La, 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 la. Gonna have beef juice sandwiches tonight, and I'm excited. Alright, so the first two cards I got for main energy are the Nine of Cups with our lovely Ursula here, and immediately I channeled two different songs. I channeled All That It Takes for Your Dreams to Come True by A Skylit Drive. And then I'll talk about the other song here in a sec. For the other main energy, we got the Knight of Wands. For overall energy, we got Death in Reverse. We've got the Magician, the Empress in reverse, the Devil in reverse. Oh, my man's calling me. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. I just got a call. My fiance's on his way home. I'm excited to see him, but I know that, like, y'all don't hear any of that, but I know I pause it so it can be annoying. I typically try and, like, you know, save my readings for times when I know I more than likely won't have anything, like, you know, any calls or texts or interruptions, but life is life. Anyway, we have the Nine of Cups out here. The other song I had channeled was, what is that song? I think it's Wish by Diplo featuring Trippie Redd. I love that song. You should check it out. For overall energy, again, or for main energy, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. For overall energy, we have Death in reverse, we have the Magician, we have the Empress in reverse, we have the Devil, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and we have the Page of Swords. So, like, this is wild, y'all. Like, I feel like with the Nine of Cups here, like, I feel like this person continuously, like, comes in, and, like, we were kind of, like, talking about this last week, in which, like, you know, this person may be we got this in a download that you may be interacting with an individual or individuals who, love to give advice or love to tell people how to do stuff or, love to be in control in essence, but refuse to really take any advice and don't really want to hear what you have to say, or if you have anything to say, they want to dim it or make it small. With the Nine of Cups here too, like I really feel like, again, like it's like they could learn a lot from you, especially when it comes to manifesting and, making your wishes become a reality. Much like Ursula could have learned from Triton, instead of stealing the Triton and trying to be Triton, she could have really worked with Triton. I would love a good right, King Triton? Anyway, I would love a good backstory about King Triton and Ursula. Like, what happened there? What the fuck happened? Like, I think, like, he, like, had done something to her sister or something, and so, like, or no, vice versa. Like, I think, like, Ursula's sister was after King Triton too, and I'm just mixing that shit up. But anyway, like, what happened? Why do they hate each other? Because, like, weren't they, like, homies before? Or weren't they close before? Like, wasn't she a confidant of some sort before? With the Knight of Wands out here, like, you provide a lot of fresh energy and a fresh perspective, especially coupled with the Knight of Cups. So, like, it's like, you're teaching people these new ways of thinking and doing when it comes to making their wishes a reality. All it takes to make your dreams come true. I also heard the song Wish You Roses by Kelly Uchis. It's funny because, like, oh my gosh, let me read you these two different song verses. So the first one I channeled was All It Takes for Dreams to Come True by Skylit Drive. And the verse that I channeled from that was, fire rages in me, never want to see the roses on your door, glass that separates our touch, soaring into the unknown skies, fearing what we're fighting for. This is a war we cannot win. Our last time to make stars collide right before our eyes, believe in everything you've ever known, reciting words we lost, these years will never be untold, I won't be alone. So I channeled those lyrics from All It Takes, okay? So we have the never want to see the roses on your door. Like, I thought that was a trip. And then we thought of Wish You Roses by Kelly Uchis. Okay. So the lyrics for that, ooh, never thought I would be without you. I wish you love, I wish you well, I wish you roses while you can still smell them. With pretty flowers can come the bee sting. Ooh, never thought I would be without you. But I wish you love, I wish you well, I wish you roses while you can still smell them. Careful, Bubs. That's okay. Hey, be a nice baby girl. He's just trying to find a spot to lay down. Let me go close that back door. Ugh, good girl, Lulu. Oh, that's okay. We know what cards were there. Let me close this back door. Never thought I'd be without you. I wish you love. Come on, babies. Come on back in here. Come here, Kachita. Let me lift you onto the bed. Come on, baby. Do you gotta go poo-poo? You do? Okay, come on. I'll probably move that chair back there. Be good, okay? Go poo-poo. Here's Johnny. Someone's watching The Shining. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's that chariot. I had gotten up to let my dogs out, and Squiggly Biggie he trampled my cards and knocked them over, but That's okay. I now see the Chariot in reverse. So maybe it was meant to be. Where did that Death card go? Uh-oh, I hope I didn't lose it. Hi, babies! Found it. Cool. Okay. Never let me without you. I wish you well. Okay. So, now for overall energy. We have the Chariot in reverse. We have the Sun. We have the Magician. We have the Queen of Coins. We have the Devil. We have... Uh-oh, these got really discombobulated, right? Like, oh my goodness. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. We had that Page of Swords, right? Darn. Where is it? You know what? That is okay. It be what it be. We'll read these. So, we also have the Ace of Swords, the Devil, Temperance in reverse. The Devil is also in reverse. And we have the Nine of Swords. You are legit, like, you know, I feel major SpongeBob energy to you. Like, you're like, I'm ready, let's get this bread, especially with this Queen of Coins energy with the Sun here. You know, no matter, like, with the Chariot in reverse here, again, that person might be having car issues, so that might be, like, a big sign for you. But, you know, no matter how anyone tries to stop you, like, they cannot, you know, especially right now. You know, you're letting your soul glow with the Sun out here. Nobody can dull that glow right now. And with that Queen of Coins out here too, like, you are looking luxurious. You are looking like, you know, you can say that you need something and not even lift a finger, and all of a sudden it is there. It is for you. You know, it looks like you just live in the lap of luxury. And, you know, with this alligator out here, you know, you might have babies. You might be a stay-at-home mom, or you might have some fur babies, you know. I just feel like, you know, you might even be an entrepreneur, because I feel like, you know, you could also make your own money. So, like, I just feel like you have some sort of luxury or some sort of way of living that looks like luxury to this person or these people, right? And I feel like they're slightly envious of it. Like, even if they might have more than you, you know, in a sense, materialistically, right? There's still that need to poke and prod, especially with the Ace of Swords in reverse out here and the Nine of Swords. You know, there's still that need to really, really poke and prod and, you know, make you feel as anxious as they're feeling. You know, with the Devil in reverse here and Temperance in reverse, like, I feel like there's that imbalance, and you really bring the devil out of people, or you bring, you know, their demons to the forefront, and, you know, whether or not they're ready to look at those is up to them. You know, with the, I do see, like, if I pull up this card here, the Ten of Wands in reverse. So, like, it's up to them whether or not they want to do the work. Okay? So you can't force anyone to do the work. We still have that Empress in reverse out here, you know. You can't force someone to reparent themselves, to love themselves, you know. They could definitely be a false Empress themselves, and, like, you know, like, they may be trying to, again, do the same things that you're doing. And this doesn't even have to be a female energy. It could be, you know, it could be a masculine. Put it where it fits. Okay, but with the Empress here, like, I feel like definitely, like, heavy on the feminine side of the equation in terms of, like, is this my masculine energy or my feminine energy? Whoever it is their feminine energy that is coming out at you and attacking you. Whoa, Squiggle. He just sat on my cards and he was like, no more, Mom. He was like, no more. Mama, you gotta go shut the back door. Okay, I'll put those away, Bubs. Let me go shut that door. Baby girl, what you doing in here? What you doing, little mama? Careful, baby. Careful with scavenging in there. Okay, I swept, but I don't want you eating something you shouldn't. Okay. Ugh. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull from... Good girl, Lulu. I want to pull from my Modern Witch Tarot deck, and then if I feel like it may be the Moonology, but I might just close after the Modern Witch Tarot. Hi, baby girl. You want to be up on the bed too? Okay, give me just a second. Put this away. There we go. You want to come up? Ugh, sorry, you guys. Give me just a sec. Come on. Whoosh. Ugh. The Ten of Wands trying to make an appearance out here, huh? Hell yeah, sometimes, like, it can feel like, you know, the universe be working against you, and that it have a real funny sense of humor, and that, you know, it's making you really jump through all these hoops and do all this work, but whoo-wee, you are doing the work, my friend. You are doing the work. I'm proud of you. Okay. I feel like that's why this Ten of Wands just keeps throwing itself out here. It's like, hey, the difference is you are doing the work, and you should be proud of yourself. Okay, let's put this away. Hi, Cachito. Put this right here. Okay. So, I am going to be using the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sturley. Your daddy should be home soon, Lulu. Your daddy should be home soon. I know, you said it. Okay, Peanut Gallery, let them be excited. She's all, shut up. That's not Dada, that's a stranger. He'll be home soon, though. Watch out the window, you'll see him. You'll see him come in, just watch. They get so excited. Like, dogs know a lot more than, you know, scientists and whatnot lead on. Like, my babies, they know a lot of words. They're smart cookies. Alright. So, ooh, interesting. Okay. That Knight of Wands is back. Okay, there's that Seven of Cups we were talking about. Okay. I love that both the Chariot and the Seven of Cups have made an appearance. Now if the Nine of Wands... Hey, baby girl. That's enough. You be nice. Let them do what they gotta do, baby. You can't police them all the time, my love. So if the Nine of Wands makes an appearance, I'm gonna be like, whoa. Anyway, for main energy, we got the Three of Cups, we have Justice, and we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Like, this is definitely heavy feminine energy, especially with this Three of Cups and Queen of Cups. You know, and the Empress in reverse out in that last one. So again, like, even if this is, like, you know, someone who identifies of the male gender, or, you know, doesn't identify, like, they are acting out of this feminine energy, this unhealed, wounded feminine, okay? I definitely feel like, you know, you tried to build community with this individual, or, you know, like, again, this could be a stranger within a community that you're already with. One second. What best. My goodness, with all these interruptions, like, I feel like they really don't want me to get this message out. They really don't. No, Luna, do not jump on these, my love. Good girl. Have a seat. Have a seat. Good job. Don't you climb on these, Boogie. There we go. So, my babies have been climbing all over the cards. So the overall energy has changed. But that happens. You know, that happens. We have the Chariot in reverse again. And then the Knight of Wands for outer energy. Biggie's like pushing the cards. He's like, Okay. So we have the Knight of Wands and the Chariot in reverse for outer energy, okay? So, like, I just, again, like, watch for those trusty steed troubles this person could totally have in Mustang. If not, you know, they could be just having car troubles in general. So good luck to them. We also have the World out here, the Ten of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Like, I feel like, you know, you are someone who is definitely doing your best to build community. And I feel like, in a sense, it might be irking this person because they feel like you're not building community properly. I don't know why that is, but they just feel like they need to humble you because you're not building the community properly. I feel like this person is definitely navigating out of their Queen of Cups in reverse energy, but they're kind of like projecting that onto you. Like, you can tell by, you know, the way this person, you know, corresponds or the things that they post or things like that, that they are definitely, you know, acting out of this wounded feminine energy, especially if, like, they're grouping together a lot of people or marginalizing. That wounded feminine energy. I feel like, you know, this person could even be gossiping. And, like, it could be under the guise of, like, meaning well. Like, they could be calling you, like, naive or, you know, they might even, like, go as far as to, like, be like, you know, I think, like, this person, you know, is a liar. I don't feel like, you know, they are everything that they're cracked up to be. And I feel like it's almost like to a disposition in which, like, this person will seek counsel from everyone but you. So it's like when you have, like, counsel out there, they're probably, like, one of the first to, like, you know, like, try and point out something wrong with it or to argue. You know, and like we said, you know, anybody who disagrees, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, they're a piece of shit and that, like, you know, you should abandon them all completely because, you know, disagreements, you know, that is one of the things that leads to critical thinking. You know, we should question everything. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like this person just, you feel it. You feel it in their energy. And, like, you feel like, you know, they're consistently questioning you with this justice out here. It almost feels like you're being grilled. And with the Three of Cups out here, like, I feel like, you know, they are also trying to band together some sort of, like, miniature community to go about, you know, bringing what they see as justice to you. But the tables are turning. With the Queen of Cups in reverse, we definitely get that. And I feel like, you know, the real justice is coming. I feel like with the Seven of Cups in reverse and the World out here, this could definitely, like, be something that happens over the internet, and this can also be somewhere where, you know, you mostly mingle or interact with this individual, or it could just be the fact that, like, maybe you're a content creator and so you happen to be posting a lot of content And maybe this person is commenting on your curations. You know, again, it doesn't have to be someone you know, because this enemy feels new, but it still feels prevalent. Okay, like it feels prevalent enough because they can see with the Six of Swords here that you are on your healing journey. And again, you're kind of like opening their eyes to parts of them that they haven't been willing to see, especially with the Queen of Cups here in reverse. You know, parts of them and parts of their heart that they did not want to navigate. So we have the Ace of Cups out here. They see that you're getting your cup filled, that, you know, again, like going back to that lap of luxury type shit with the Queen of Coins. And then our last week's message, in which like we were talking about like how the universe wants to spoil you and wants to, you know, essentially give you your dues and give you your flowers. You know, in essence, yes, you do wish this person roses, and you know, like you're not gonna go out of your way to do the same thing to them that they're doing to you. You know, you're going to wish them their blessings from afar, and like, you know, it's just that feeling that like, you know, you are again like feeling that peace from within, and it's going to radiate outside of you. So like, you know, you can do with this what you will. You know, I feel like it was labeled as a great enemy for you because, you know, yeah, this person could be into magic and stuff, but I'm not necessarily like getting anything that like, you know, they're trying to do witchcraft on you or anything, but more so rather that, you know, just kind of keep your eyes peeled and see how this person navigates and moves. And if you want to keep them around, cool. If you want to like, you know, watch them on their healing journey, cool. I don't know. This energy feels seedy to me, though. I think it's weird that, you know, if someone sees you in your Ten of Cups, your Six of Swords, and your excuse me, I just took a dab, and your Ace of Cups energy, your Queen of Coins energy, right? Your Three of Cups energy. If they see you in that energy, if they see you getting your justice for, you know, for all of the trials and the tribulations, and instead of celebrating you with the Three of Cups, they choose to be the Queen of Cups in reverse, you know, I feel like that speaks a lot. That speaks volumes. But I see this often, especially with like, you know, female best friends. I see this often, you know, with narcissistic moms and their daughters, or, you know, things like that. I'm not going to get too heavy into it, because again, it doesn't have to be a lady. Okay. I think I'm going to close it there. By all that is divine, I will now close and exit this reading. Thank you for illuminating the path and for not retreating. Our session has now come to an end. This advice I shall not bend. Please be safe on your path and keep me safe in the aftermath. Blessed be. Blessed be, y'all. Catch you next week.